Hi, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 22 of Aussie Cluff, our bid to return Nottingham Forest to the top of European football once again. And this could be a very historic episode for us, but we'll get to that in just a second. You can see since the last episode we had that disappointing loss to Sheffield Wednesday. 4 games. I know I said we'd come back for Sheffield United. There's a reason we're coming back a game later, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, Swansea at home. You can see 3-0, absolutely stunning, particularly in the second half. We see it was 0-0 at half time, but we were definitely the better team. In the second half, Mosley, Jones, and Elizage romped us to victory. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Then we went away to Hull. We were defensively poor, as you can see, conceding 2 goals, but going forward, we were absolutely lethal. It was Njoku, Louis Mars, De Silva Lopez, and Elizage once again that got the goals for us. Defensive woes continued against Cardiff, though it's not as bad as it looks. Tammy Abraham got a hat-trick, but they were literally Cardiff's only 3 shots on goal. Bennett, Sawyer with 2, and Tilly got our goals for us. Good 4-3 win. I said a little bit nervy in what should have been an otherwise dominant performance. Then Crystal Palace. Then Sheffield United away from home. Now, given who we're fighting for the league with, they're being their city rivals, you'd have thought they'd given us a little bit of an easier time. We were dominant in the first half, but woeful in the second half. And by the end, we were actually hanging on. You can see they got an 85th minute second goal there. But Jones, Elizars, and Joyce got first half goals, 3-0 at half time. And then we did, as I said, cling on a little bit in the second half. So this episode, it's going to be home games against Huddersfield and Millwall. But if we have a look at the league table, there we are, top of the league, 3 points ahead of Sheffield Wednesday, but more importantly, 12 points ahead of both Crystal Palace, Swansea, and Huddersfield. Now, with 6 games to go, if we win both games this episode, that'll be 4 games to go, 12 points ahead of those 3, which means if the 3 of them drop even a single point, by the end of this episode, if we have 2 wins, we will be a Premier League team. And even if they don't drop a point, look at the goal difference. If we win 6 points here, Huddersfield will drop out anyway because they have to drop points. 2 wins here, basically, we're a Premier League team, which is absolutely incredible. So this is the heroes that we're sending out to try and get the first leg of this double done for us. Token Aussie, he's back, he's fit, he's in goals, and as you've seen, he's conceding for fun. But hopefully that will stop. We can see defensive positioning training this week because we have been, what is it now? 7 goals or something in the last 3 games. Horrible. Triple Towers are back in defence. We have been resting and rotating there a little bit. So Davidson, Suter, and Malocase. Toth and De Silva Lopez go down the wings. Joyce and Bobby Mack in midfield. Jones plays behind Elizage and good old Callum Mosley. And of course, for all the goals in between episodes and this episode, there'll be goals of the month. We have scored a few crackers. We may have been shipping goals, but we've also been scoring some nice ones. We've been on a good run. Impress me. Do we go with that? We're at home. We're the favourites. Go out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for. The old calm, we have faith. And being at home with a chance to get promotion, surely everybody's going to be up for this. Fans, team, let's go do this, boys. Come on. And you remember back at this episode when this season started, and we didn't get off to the best start. And I always think I'm going to win every league. And I mean, oh, that's a risky tackle. But when we got to a start, I thought maybe we'd be a mid-table team. But we've gone on a couple of really good runs, and here we are with a chance to get promoted this episode with 4 games to go. And really, we're going to get promoted, aren't we? Which is absolutely incredible. Which, of course, we have to then discuss where we strengthen for next year. Mosley just muscled off of that. Elizage, I think he scored 40 goals for us this year. He's been absolutely on fire. Whether we have the financial ability to get him out of, I think it's Spurs he's on loan from, is one thing. Bobby Mark in for Helen Mosley. Goal! There we go. And speaking of players we want to get in for next season, the Premier League, Callum Mosley, if we can get him back, again, I'm not sure if we could afford to buy him, but what a finish, going backwards away from goal as well. If we can afford to get him in, then we'll definitely try and do so because he's an absolute goal-scoring machine. And we've seen him do it in the Premier League. He was European Golden Boy, let's not forget, while we were at Villa. So definitely think that there's a deal to be done there if we can. But yeah, other than Mosley and Elizage, I think we're pretty well served up front. So I'm not too worried about that. Oh, Token Aussie's there. And likewise, our wingers, to be honest, I think De Silva Lopez, Scando down the left. I think Toth and Njoku down the right. For a first year in the Premier League, I think they're going to be okay. I don't think that's going to be our main source of strengthening. I think our big problems are going to be the central defence because we have Malocase and Davidson on loan. and otherwise very little. Suter is good. Cox is highly rated and would probably do a job for us, but outside of that, we are thin on the ground for centre backs. And then midfield, similar. We have Joyce and Griffiths on loan, who have been our main two this year. Bobby Mack, who's highly rated, and we want to keep it, even just for the fact that he's an academy boy, and we don't have many of those. Now, this is looking problematic for us. Ugh. That is the sort of defending that we've become known for. Unfortunately, these last few games just caught out, and that is why we need to strengthen defense, isn't it? Even with these guys, but poor giveaway there, and just a hoof forward. And the one problem we have is that we have really good strength in the air, but we can be caught out from a long pass like that. And it's something that we may need to consider for next season too. If we do get that defense back together again, is we might need to sit a little bit deeper more often in the Premier League just to make sure we're not getting caught out by those sorts of balls. And we'll add that again. We're going to have to sit back here. Hopefully, Token Aussie bails us out. He does, but we're going to have to drop deeper because they are just looking to hoof that past us. So that's done there. But in midfield, Joyce, if we can get him back, would be good. Griffiths is out of contract at Manchester City, so we'll try and see if we can get a deal done there. If we get promoted, there'll be more interest, and we'll have hopefully a bigger wage bill. The problem we have is that I think we're about $2 million in debt now. Paying for this effing stadium that we didn't need is really hurting us. I think it's $400,000 a month or something is the bill for that, which is not great, needless to say. So going to the Premier League should help solve some of those problems. But yeah, it's just a matter of how much the board wants to give us. Oh, Token Aussie, what's he done there? This is horrid. Oh no. The promotion party's going to have to be put on ice. This is not good. I'm not quite sure how he has scored that. It looked as though it was just a little lobbed ball up that Token Aussie would get to. He should have got to that, shouldn't he? Yeah, I feel like we could have done better there. So let's give this a demand more here. We're not being outplayed. This is, I think. Oh, what an effort that is! I think Huddersfield beat us earlier in the season in a similar sort of game where it was even, and Sheffield Wednesday was similar again, where it was an even game, and we just don't seem to come out on top of those, which is a little bit worrying because we're going to be one of the weaker teams next year, almost certainly. How is it to say Crystal Palace and Swansea are both dropping points right now, so we need to turn this around because promotion could still be on the cards here for us. Show a little bit of desire, boys. We'll do some more individual team talks, and we'll come back, and we'll probably have to discuss the World Cup, won't we? So England, they have won a penalty shootout. That's a massive mental barrier, I think, isn't it, for England? I know a lot of the people that watch this channel are based in the UK, so I'm assuming England fans. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I was disappointed because Colombia can play such good football, and if they actually tried playing football before the last sort of 15 minutes or so, sort of their MMA they were practicing for, I think it could have actually been a really good game. So as a neutral, I was disappointed in that, but yeah, that's a big mental block, I think, overcome for England now, and I think they're going to be tough to beat. The only thing that I'm worried about for them is not many goals from open play. So that could be something going forward that becomes a problem, but they look good, so I don't necessarily think it's that big of a deal. My biggest disappointment is that I bet on Cavani to be Golden Boot, and Harry Kane is just absolutely destroying that bet for me right now. All right, Bobby Mack's on this, but let me know what you think in the comments. Are England going to win it? Oh my God, what are we doing? Oh, and how is he not just... That should have just been a regulation save, surely, comfortable save. Okay, we're going to have to give this... Can we give it a demand more? Maybe we'll give it a push forward in a second here. We're not playing well. It's individual errors too, isn't it? It's not necessarily a formation thing, I don't think. Although I would say that. It's sort of the coach defending himself, isn't it? That's poor. Ball across the box. Can we get out to block that? Off the bar. Suter clears behind. Okay, what can we do to change this? Let me think. They were 4-4-2. They still look as though they're playing 4-4-2. Although I'll be honest, I have a hard time just from the highlights judging that a lot of the time. All right, here we go. Here's a chance for a break. Jones is on the ball. It's Curtis Jones, I remember. Toth has got a chance to whip one to the back post. Here he does. Elazar, goal! wonderful counter-attacking move. Callum Mosley started it. Jones, look at this pass. Just hold the ball up just a little bit. If in front of Toth there, cross in. Elizage is there, and if he hadn't been there, we had Callum Mosley running in behind him, who would have tapped it in as well. I wonder how many goals that is now for Elizage. He's absolutely on fire, but that's what we needed, because we haven't been second best in this game. At absolute worst, it's been an even game. Can we give them a push forward? I really want to try and get promotion this episode, so if we risk a loss to get a win, then so be it. Let's see what we can do here tactically. What we might look to do. We're already attacking in fluid, so we won't push forward because we've already seen that's problematic. There's a lot of space for Toth out there. Let's close them down more. No, is that dangerous? No, let's do it. Get stuck in. We'll go all full Colombian on them. Roam from positions. And go from there. Any changes we want to make? Let's bring Zelor on. Let's bring Zelor on because we know he has if he's out on form, he's come off the bench and won us games before. So let's do that. We know he has the ability to go out there and do it for us. And let's hope, after all that, we don't go and concede from this corner. No, we're not. That's not going to be a highlight, so that's good. Can we do something here in the closing moments? If Crystal Palace and Swansea both draw as well, this maintains a 12-point gap, doesn't it? Into stoppage time. I'm trying to do maths in my head on the run here as I talk, and that's never going to happen. But if we maintain a 12-point gap, that is full time, so they're decent enough, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, disappointing not to win though. If the other two have won, then I think we're screwed a little bit. We'll go unlucky today. Yeah. All right, now getting back to my incoherent thought there. Now, it looks like we've had a lot of draws. Crystal Palace have won. Swansea have drawn. Sheffield Wednesday have drawn. So we need to be at least, with goal difference, 12 points ahead. So if Crystal Palace draw their next game and we win, doing maths on the run here, then this is still doable. We just need Crystal Palace to drop points in the next game. So wait right there and we'll be back to see if we can indeed win promotion. Okay, welcome back from Millwall. It's going to be a downpour, it looks like it, but they are the favourites here, though. Look at that. And if we have a quick look at the league table, we will notice that we've played a game less than everybody else, and Crystal Palace and Huddersfield had a 2-2 draw, which means if we can win this game, given that our goal difference is plus 47, Palace's is plus 29, we will effectively, if not mathematically, be promoted to the Premier League. All we need to do is beat 23rd in the table, Millwall. That's all we need to do, guys. Often easier said than done. Quite a few changes to the team, though. Some tied legs. We've had a lot of games in April, and we're only halfway through it. So it's Token Aussie that remains in goal. Suter shifts over to the left to make room for Cox and Malacase across the back. It's Scando and Njoku that come in to play down the wings. Griffiths and Bobby Mack come in for midfield, or the Bobby Mack played last game, but Griffith comes in. Tilly comes in to play behind Elizage and Callum Mosley. So our trusty two warriors up front. Hopefully, they can nick a few goals, and hopefully we can not concede 2 or more goals again for what would be the 4th or 5th game in a row. So a 4-3-3 we're up against here for Millwall. We should match up okay. We have traditionally matched up well against that. John Mario says do it for the fans. Interesting, it says we can secure promotion in Premier League if we get a point. I think we need more than that, but maybe my maths is probably wrong. I'm going to say, let's go a calm with the favourites here, give the fans a performance. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm not completely convinced that's the right team talk to go with, but we'll go with that. Yeah, lots of all change. I've had to freshen up the legs. Let's hope this works for us. Okay, here we go. Potentially a point. I think we need 3, but like I say, my maths is probably wrong. But we can secure promotion. And nerves. I really want to be able to do it on the channel for you guys. If we don't do it, I don't really see the point in coming back for an inevitability. I think what we'll do is we'll come back on Sunday and we'll wrap up the season. But let's hope that we can get this done and dusted here. It's Njoku. Can he get across in? He can. The keeper's there. That's not bad for the first minute, though, is it? That's a nice little early thrust forward. Let's see, is this highlight going to continue? It is. We should be winning this. It's going to be Cox in the middle. He does win the header, though. It's fallen for Tilly. Let's see what Tilly can do. He's running at the defence. We know he's good running at the ball. It's gone for Callum Mosley. Oh, decent save from the keeper, but it was kind of straight at him. But we're not even 2 minutes in, and we have threatened the keeper twice. Here comes the corner. Griffiths knocks it in. It's not the best. I'm not quite sure what was happening there. Looks like we were doing different corner routines, but that's okay. We'll give this an encourage. Things have got off to a decent start. So, yeah, the goals of the month. We're going to do goals of the month at the end of this episode. It's going to kind of incorporate the Swansea game, which was technically March. But we're not going to have time next episode, I don't think, because we'll do our goal of the season contest, of course. And we have scored a few good goals, which I think you'll want to see. I'm assuming you want to see goals between episodes. I would want to if I was watching the channel. So that's why we do that. Helps to keep you guys sort of involved, I think, in between games, in between episodes. One thing I did want to ask everybody too is I don't know if it's worth doing something like starting a Facebook group, if that's something you guys would be interested in doing, getting a little community going, Aussie villain community. I can sort of share sort of maybe information in between episodes. I do a little bit on Twitter anyway. But yeah, I don't know if a Facebook group is something you guys would be interested in. Let me know, because I can definitely set one up. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do. But it's only worth doing if it's something that everyone's interested in, and if not, then, like I say, there's not much point doing it. Can we get a goal before half-time here? That's the big question. Just help settle everybody's nerves, and Joku's in. He crosses it in for Elizage. Back post, Callum Mosley. It's just not quite there for him. Skendo! Goal! And on the stroke of half-time, with Scando's first goal for the club, we're getting promoted as things stand. Still a long way to go. I would have thought Scando would have got one or two before that. We do get our wingers forward, our wing-backs forward. But no, what a time to pop up and get your first goal for the club. We've dominated this half, certainly in terms of shots. Not the most on target, but 3 is better than none, which is what Millwall have. It's going to definitely have to be a concentrate, isn't it? We'll go with the things are going well, but you're capable of better. I think that's probably fair. We'll do some individual team talks here, and then, as ever, we'll come back for the second half. Okay, did make a small tactical tweak too. Oh, here we go. It's an early chance. No, not quite. Oh, we've still got this. We've won that back with Bobby Mack. That kind of rhymes nicely, doesn't it? Mosley out to Scando. Anyway, tactical change of just exploit the flanks. I feel like we had quite a bit of space. Elizage! Quite a bit of space for our wing backs towards the end of that half. So we'll look to exploit the flanks and see if we can make the most of that. I'm a little bit worried about Scando's condition here. But we'll see how he gets on. I did notice in the first half it was a little low. We do have De Silva Lopez who can come on and do a very good job for us as well. All right, throw in for Mosley. Crosses the ball into the box. It's there for Njoku! Dangerous ball into the box, and Njoku's there to tuck it away. Just teasing, wasn't it? None of the Millwall defenders got out to it, and Njoku. So we've got a goal from each of our wingbacks. Unlikely goal scorers, you'd have to say, but very, very welcome ones. I don't like that Elizage is looking complacent. We have been shipping goals for fun, so this is not over yet. Cox wins that header. Bobby Mack, it's not quite there. Oh, we've given the man too much space. In comes the ball. Token, Aussie. Actually, I think they hit the post, didn't it? But we'll claim it. It's good to have the big token there for us. Uninterested from Elizage. That's not really what we want to see. Everybody else is looking motivated. Do we bring Louis Mars on? I wonder if I can do just a single... if he's uninterested, maybe I can do a demand more just from Elizage and see if that gets his interest levels back. And if not, I think we're going to have to sub him off. As ridiculous as that sounds, given that he's pushing 40 league goals, which is insane. All right, can we not concede a goal here, boys? Can we get a foot in there? Suter, well done. Ball comes over. Mosley over for Elizage. He's got his head in the game now, surely. Elizage! Just over the goal. I was thinking too, a good thing about a Facebook group is that, I'd like hearing about how you guys are doing on your personal save games as well. So it would be a good opportunity to sort of share that sort of information at the same time. That's it. I don't want to harp on it. If it's something that would interest you guys, then we can do it. And if not, then it's fine. Oh, that's so close. A third goal now, and that would be it. Okay. Not in jockey, what's his name? Scando is looking absolutely knackered. So we're going to take him off. Elazar is looking tired at this point. What I'm worried about, in case, so that I'm thinking out loud, is his defending from set pieces. We have Louis Mars on the bench, and he just doesn't have the leap of 7. So we are losing quite a bit in terms of defensive play. I should have left Sawyer on the bench. I do usually have Sawyer on the bench for just that reason, so that if we do lose Elazar, we don't lose anything defensively. But despite the fact he's uninterested, he is literally on there right now as a defensive player. All right, ball comes in. This is probably going to be it, though. It's the end of the game. They're not surely going to score 2 goals from here. It's not mathematically official if my maths is correct, which it probably isn't. But guys, effectively, with goal difference, Mallow Case just tipped over. Nottingham Forest is a Premier League team once again, and I think we can all get behind that. Can we cap this off with a third? Griffiths knocks it in. It's corner again. So let me know if there's any players that you particularly want me to look to sign from the team. The guys that we have on loan. Griffiths, Joyce, Suter. Suter's not on loan. Griffiths, Joyce, Malacase, Davidson, Elazar, and Mosley. And of course we had Mayer, the goalkeeper, on loan for a bit as well. I'd be happy to sign all those guys. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But there it is, guys. As I said, if my maths is correct, and we will find out momentarily, I think we're a Premier League team, boys. Wonderful stuff. Let's go passionate. Well, if we have secured promotion, according to João Mario, promotion has been secured. 4 games to go, 12 points the gap. To me, that's not mathematical, but with goal difference, it effectively is. We go top with 2 teams secure playoff spots. So it isn't mathematically official. I didn't think it was. Callum Mosley, wonderful stuff in front of goal. Well done, son. But it's effectively there. We're effectively a Premier League team, which is incredible. And of course, we're 3 points ahead of Sheffield Wednesday. The league title is what we can secure next. So what I think we'll do, so we'll come back on Sunday for the league title or the end of the season, whatever it is. Hopefully it'll be a league title. Just depends how Sheffield Wednesday go, basically, isn't it? But if we win our 4 games remaining, then we are league champions. If we win 3 of them, we could be league champions, because I think our goal difference is favourable to Sheffield Wednesday as well. So that's all for Sunday, though. We'll wrap up the season. We'll have our goal of the season contest, and we'll look forward, of course, to next season with Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. But that's it for today. I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed that, a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. We're going to be in the Premier League next year. You do not want to miss that. But before we go, here are our goals of the month for April, up until April 15th. Kind of April, a little bit of March thrown in there as well. There's some crackers though. Enjoy, guys, and we'll see you Sunday for a proper promotion party.